Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. Today is on the 7th of May 2023. Today we have one news for you, and one of the news is for a businessman that has been jailed for 10 years in Lagos. And the other one is the Ulomba. The man said he did not support same-sex marriage. So we'll start with the first one. Businessman bags 10 years imprisonment for 13 million naira fraud. And he stated, Justice Mojio Sola Dada of Lagos State Special Offences Court in Ikeja has sentenced a businessman Hilary Ogbobe to 10 years imprisonment for obtaining 13 million naira under false pretense from his friend. He further stated, Justice Dada convicted Ogbobe and his company, Marin Limited, after she found them guilty of 3 count charges of conspiracy to obtain and obtaining money by false pretense and misdemeanor brought against them by the Economic and Financial Crime Commission EFCC, and also said that the judge, however, discharged and acquitted the convicts and wife Dorothy Ijeoma of the 3rd count charge, which borders on misdemeanor. The EFCC had contended the offences are contrary to Section 8A and Section 1(3) of the Advance Fee Fraud and Other Related Offences Act number 14 of 2006. They had pleaded not guilty to the charge when they were arraigned on March on the 15th, 2019 by the EFCC. The prosecution witnesses PW1 Ezugu Anubonan and his evidence narrated to court how Ogbobe frequently obtained the money from him through Marin Limited Zenith Bank account. Anuboman told the judge that they called me and told me there is a grader for sale by Lagos State Government and UBA that he want to buy and scrap, that I would help him to raise 12 million naira, that he would raise 8 million naira. In her judgment, Justice Dada found Ogbobe guilty and she sentenced him to 7 years imprisonment on count 1. And this very news is all about fraud in Nigeria, about what this man has done. He used a convinced way to get money from people by selling something that is false, that is not genuine or legit to people, and also convincing someone of something that is not supposed to do, that doesn't lie well on a business basis. But this issue is something that has to do with this man. I know the name sounds Igbo, because anything that Igbo person is doing, they always put eye on it and try to censor you in one way or the other, so that anything that comes out of it, there will be something serious. Even though it's not too serious, at least they will see it in a way whereby they can find you guilty and try to jail you in terms or in a way for you to suffer for the consequences. There are still other laws that has been around in a cycle, let's put it in that way, but the federal government will see them, but they will not see say anything about it, and they will let a lot of people go. And also, with the things that they've committed, the sins or crime they have committed, they will not do anything, most especially if they are found in the northern side. We'll go on to the next news. The news about this man that said he doesn't like, or he doesn't support same-sex marriage. Let's go into that news now and see what the man said about same-sex marriage. Oh yes, let's carry on with the next news again. Ulomba Obu opposes same-sex marriage. And also, he said the sole spiritual head of Brotherhood of the Cross and Stars, His Holiness Ulomba Obu, has condemned the practice of same-sex marriage, saying it is against God's command. Obu also called for the protection of the underprivileged by the rich, calling for protection of social norms and values. He criticized the advocacy made in some quarters under the guise of freedom of choice, and wondered of parents of those advocating for same-sex marriage were to be engaged in same-sex marriage. The individuals would have been born. Obu spoke in the interactive session with journalists in Calabar yesterday. He said, "Indeed, the world has had so much to say about freedoms, democracies, and other human institutions which have continued to advance human freedoms in such commemorable ways." He further stated, he said, "However, it must be noted that some aspects of those freedoms, especially concerning the freedom to marry any gender of choice, run contrary to the divine law of God." And he continues, he said, "Most of the freedoms proclaimed today are deeply rooted in falsehood, and there is no truth in them. Therefore, journalists must not turn themselves into purveyors of falsehood." Obu called on well-meaning individuals in the country and the world at large not to allow the practice of same-sex, as it is alien, so as not to allow the society to be preserved. It continues and it says it, "The clergyman urged media practitioners not to hide under the guise of philosophical academic argument to deny the truth, stressing when something is true, there is no need to balance it." He, however, landed media practitioners in Nigeria for serving as the mirror and consequence of society, calling for the protection of social norms and values, protection of human rights, so that the weak do not get oppressed by the affluent. So he stopped here. Let's say something a little bit about this, what the man just said. In a nutshell, if you look at it properly, same-sex marriage not supposed to be in position, but people have to learn in a way, because like by copying other people. I believe this thing shouldn't be happening in Africa, because it's against most Africans' tradition. So it's the people that are doing it now, they don't really know what they are doing, because they have been possessed by the demon. And also, in a way whereby if there was only man on this earth, there won't be any other person, it will just only be one person. And if there's only woman as well, it's just going to be only one person as well. So when the two people comes together and they make friend, and also at least God said, "Come into the world and multiply." So that is just what I take. I support this man, the Mr. Ulomba Obu opposing the same-sex marriage, because it's his opinion. So everybody have their own opinion, like what he said, like freedom of speech. Everybody have freedom of speech, have time, have right to speak whatever they want to speak. Well, my people, we're going to stop here. If you want to comment on this, comment and see your view about what this man has just said about same-sex marriage, that he does not support same-sex marriage. If today is your first time of coming across our channel, please do us a favor to subscribe, like, share, comment as well, and leave us some view on this comment section. Thank you for being with us and remain blessed. Bye for now. This is GMTV.